Not too far away, there's a place called Rhineland, home to some pretty interesting characters.
I'm Little Bo Peep and I've lost my sheep and I don't know where to find them.
It's a place where Mother Goose rules the roost and classic fairy tales come to life like never before.
Hi, Humpty. Long time no see.
So come along as we travel to Rhineland in a magical musical video adventure from Shelley Duvall. Mother Goose, rock and rhyme. When Mother Goose winds up missing,
You've got to save me!
it's up to Little Bo Peep and friends to find her before all the stories in Rhineland disappear.
It's a very woolly emergency.
Join in on the search with Little Miss Muffet,
Can I fluff your tuffet?
Jack and Jill,
Unfortunately, there are a couple of klutzes.
and many, many more. Don't miss all your favorite stars, starring as all your favorite fairy tale friends. Get ready for music and mayhem, brought to you by the one and only Shelley Duvall.
Great!
Don't miss Shelley Duvall's Mother Goose Rock and Rhyme, now available on home video from Lyrick Studios.
Babe Ruth, Lou Gehrig, Willie Mays, Hank Aaron, Reggie Jackson, Pete Rose. You know, every kid from 7 to 70 knows their statistics as well as their names. May I have a hot one, please?
One hot one coming up. There you go.
Thank you.
Welcome.
For if the game of baseball is our national pastime, the players of baseball are surely our national heroes.
You tell him, Shell.
And there's no player more famous than a slugger who was created by a poetic sports writer named Ernest Thayer, Jr. The location was Mudville. The time was long ago. The slugger's name was Casey. We all know him as Casey at the bat. So I'll see you after the game.
Now blue skies smiling at me. Nothing but blue skies do I see. Bluebirds singing a song. Nothing but bluebirds from now on. I never saw the sun shining so bright. Never saw a thing going just right. I noticed in the clouds hurrying by when you're in love.
Well, for those of you just tuning in, the score is still tied 4-4, and it doesn't look like this rain's letting up, but we got a beauty going for you, huh?
You are so obvious, Joe. Yes, the tiny droplets cascade to the earth in a symphony of wetness, dampening our spirits even as they dampen the turf.
Nothing like a rain delay to get old motor mouth going here.
Since we have a little time here, why don't we stop? Nay, pause. Hey, pause. Did you get that, Joe? And tell the fans a chapter from baseball's great history.
Hey, pause.
This is a story, Joe, about a man who saved the great game of baseball, made it the sport we love today. The man's name, Casey Frank.
Will you give me a break?
All right, we'll give you a little Keats and Shelley. The outlook wasn't brilliant for the town of Mudville. It was the long, hot summer of 1888.
You were there.
Mudville was like any number of factory towns in America that sprung up like crabgrass after the Industrial Revolution. Except in Mudville, they didn't make steel or iron or tin. They made mud. They even had a mud museum. The biggest factory in town was Mudville Mud Co. They made mud chairs, mud couches, mud lamps. Everything for the modern house could be made out of mud. The man who ran the company was a fellow named Big Jim Undercrawl, or, as he was known to the town, as Boss Undercrawl, or sometimes Boss Big Jim Undercrawl. But despite his name, he was not a kind man. He was the sort of guy who would sell his own mother and charge extra for shipping.
Men,
We're gonna change the way we do business around here. We're firing all the workers at the factory, and we're installing automated mud forging machines. What do you think of that?
An excellent idea, sir. An inspiration.
Can it, you toadying little creep? This brings me to a little problem. These machines let off an unpleasant waste side effect, a byproduct called sludge. Now, unlike the sludge that shows up at a family reunion, this stuff is hard to get rid of, so we're gonna need a dump site. After considering several of your homes, I have decided on the following alternative. Smiley.
Oh, the White House, the EPA.
The map!
The map! The map, the map, the map.
Out of my way. This is Mudville Stadium, home of the Mudville Hogs, the losingest baseball team in the country. The stadium is owned by the widow Bleacher, who has agreed to sell it to me for $500. This won't be no problem, just as long as the old bat doesn't die before then. Any questions?
Well, yes, excuse me, sir, but the Mudville Baseball Stadium is the only baseball stadium on the planet. That's where all the teams go to play. If you turn it into a sludge dump, where will people go to play baseball?
Nowhere. That's where, you hand-wringing turnip. Nobody goes to those games anyway, except losers and degenerates, and they don't even brag about it.
No, sir, I was just...
Can it, you little hydrant? You know what I think about baseball? I think baseball should exist as a sleep aid for the chronically awake. Any fool that wants to go around knocking a strange little round object with a long stick ought to join a chain gang. That's what I think. What do you think?
Chain gang. Oh, chain gang.
Oh, yeah, chain gang. Chain gang, yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Then it's settled. We put our dump site here. And baseball be damned.
Baseball wasn't only in its infancy, it hadn't even been born yet. You could hardly call it baseball. At this stage, whatever it was hard to like.
Look at those guys. Boy, what a dumb sport.
Stay here, Slider. Now, how come you're here every day?
It's only because my house burned down. It was between this or sleeping by the railroad tracks. Tomorrow, I'm gonna try the tracks.
Well, you just wait and see, Charlie. Baseball's a great game. Someday it's going to be the national pastime, right, Slider? Come on, fellas, give him what for. Smack that ball as hard as you can. Come on, guys. Hit it in the sky over the fence.
Hello again, everyone. Ernie Thayer on the Mudville Telegraph Network.
And this is Joe Thayer, Ern's color man, bringing you exciting Mudville Hogs baseball action. Baseball fever. Try it. It's really not as boring as it looks.
Well, the outlook isn't brilliant for the Mudville 9 today. The score stands 3-24-2, with but one inning more to play.
Georgie, you think old man Williams will play me today?
I don't know, Casey. He hasn't played you once in the last 3 years. But today's game is a hopeless cause. Could be your lucky break.
No, that's bad. That's bad.
That's good, Casey.
It is?
Yeah.
That's good. Do it again. Again. Doggone it all. I sure love this darn sport. But I've been sitting on the bench for so long, my fanny's got permanent splinters.
You want him to put you in the game, Casey. Why don't you ask him?
Ask him? That's a grand idea, Georgia. You're a sweet kid. They ought to name a candy bar after you.
Right. Like some people are really going to buy a candy bar called Georgie Ruth.
Excuse me, Mr. Williams.
What do you want from me, bat boy?
I'm not the bat boy, sir. I'm a player.
Oh, you want a promotion, is that it, huh? You want to go from bat boy to player, just like that, huh?
I already am a player, sir. I'm a first baseman.
Oh, no. What's his name's on first?
Who's on first?
Don't you start that with me.
Mr. Williams, I just want to know if I can play today.
Oh, what's the score?
Well, it's 324-2, sir.
Nah. Score's too close. Can't take the risk. All right, you guys. Let's get out there and show me your stuff. Let's go.
Baseball's going to be big, Charlie. You know who's going to make it happen? Casey Frank.
gonna make baseball into a national pastime. All he needs is some confidence. Slider, we got our work cut out for us. That's right.
So, after another discouraging day at the ballpark, Casey went to dinner at the home of Barbara Dent, his fiancée. Barbara was the girl next door, a kind soul who worked hard to support herself as a typist. Unfortunately, the typewriter had not yet been invented, so Barbara suffered long periods of unemployment.
Barbara!
Daddy's really looking forward to seeing you, Casey.
When's that good for nothing off getting here anyway?
Casey's here, Dad!
Oh, darn. Thought he might have gotten hit by a milk truck.
Don't mind my father, Casey. He's never quite himself until he's had a nice bath. He's had a hard day at the mud factory.
All cleaned up.
Did you have a good day at work, sir?
What would you know about work? You've never done an honest day's work in your life.
Hi, Daddy.
Hi, honey. Hi.
You look so clean.
Oh, thank you, honey. I am a foreman at the mud plant. Why don't you come down and let me give you a job there? Or are you afraid to get down and dirty with the big boys?
Casey's not afraid of anything, Dad.
You know, the nice thing about mud work, pal, is that you're never going to be replaced by a machine.
I don't want to work at the factory, sir. I'm a baseball player.
You are? Well, they never let you play.
Still, I love the concept.
Barbara, whatever happened to that nice dentist you were going out with, Billy Gumbel? I used to like him.
You remember, Daddy. He moved to Nevada and was caught strangling a cow. He's in jail now.
Still, he was a nice boy.
Mr. Dent, why don't you come out to the game tomorrow with Barbara? If I'm no good, I'll quit baseball and start a career in mud. But if I do well, you've got to let me marry your daughter.
Now, that's a proposition that interests me. It's very dramatic.
Come on, you pinhead. Let's go see the widow Belcher.
Bleacher.
That's my town. I can pronounce their names any way I want. Pen, paper, blotter, Pacific Red Snapper.
Pacific Red Snapper. Sir, what do you need the Pacific Red Snapper for?
I don't, you antediluvian doorknob. I'm just exercising my power randomly.
Oh,
yes, my darling, you will be always young and fair.
Mrs. Bleacher, how good to see you. My, that's a lovely sweater you're knitting.
Yeah, that's not a sweater, you bozo. It's a sock.
You must have been working on that a long time.
17 years. Since my husband died, I haven't had too many hobbies. All you can do at my age is make socks, revise your will, and keep track of your teeth.
Keep track of your teeth?
Sir, I know I asked you yesterday if I could play, and you said no, but today's different. Today, I'm offering to pay you.
Oh, Casey Frank.
How'd you know my name?
I've been watching you, boy. I'm a big fan of yours.
Sure, of what sport? Sitting?
Look, let me introduce myself, huh? My name is Gum. Pop Gum.
Hi, Pop.
Casey, I think you could be the biggest baseball player ever.
Thanks, Pop, but what am I doing wrong?
Well, let me give you a couple of batting tips. Why don't you try holding that bat upside down?
You mean by the thin part?
That's right, by the handle.
That'll never work.
You want to be a legend or not? Now listen. This is a magic potion kind of thing, my own special recipe. I'll bring it to you before every game. You just rub it on your bat, and every ball you hit will be a home run.
Get out.
Stop being so negative, you big lug. Think positive. With this potion on your bat, step up to the plate. You relax. You take your swing, and it's in the seats.
You know something? It's crazy. But it just might work.
Oh, Barbara,
mighty pretty dress, dear.
Widow Bleacher, will you mind signing the paper? I give you the $500 and take charge of the stadium.
Daisy, you can't sell the stadium. That would mean the end of baseball as we know it.
So?
No, you keep on asking me, and I keep on saying no. No is no. No, 1,000 times no.
Sir,
you can't play.
Sir, my fiancée and her father are sitting in the stands today, and I promised them, I said that if I didn't do well today, I'd quit the team once and for all.
Quit the team? you can't look a gift horse in the mouth. You can bat for Blake.
What?
What a drag.
Barbara, what do you see in this, Casey, anyway?
So loyal and so trustworthy. He's my best friend.
Why didn't I just get you a dog?
Casey's easier on the furniture. Go, Casey! Show where you live!
On the bottom, side there!
He who laughs last laughs best, Charlie.
Can we go now?
Shut up, frontal lobe. Game ain't over till the fat lady signs.
That home run was just a beginning. Casey hit 20 home runs and the Hogs won their very first game. Before long, the players would improve. The excitement would build. And because of Casey, the Mudville fans would come alive.
That crowd was jumping up and down like a bunch of kangaroos on a hot stove. I'm beginning to think that this stadium is worth a lot more than $500, like $5,000.
We had a deal.
Yeah, we had a deal. And the next time you call me a fat lady, don't do it in my good ear.
Come on, drip dry.
That was some game, wasn't it, Daisy?
It was kind of fun, wasn't it? But why does that guy wear a mask?
Oh, that's the catcher.
You know everything about this game, Pop.
Daisy, you sure know how to make an old man feel good.
This was not just the beginning for Casey and the Mudville Hogs. It was the beginning of something much bigger. Modern baseball as we know it today. Casey, while not knowing much about biology and trigonometry, knew how to please a crowd. And he was determined to convert baseball from a poorer cousin of badminton, croquet, and tetherball into the most popular sport America has ever known.
Cause you be the king of everything. Cause one is never too old to swing. Don't you be shy and afraid of cat. If you're over 30, that's a killer jack. Cause you be the king of everything. Cause one is never too old to swing. Now let me tell you about my mom and pop. They do the boogie woogie by the clock. They turn the radio real down. So the name is wrong, yeah, they're going down. Get right in the groove and sing yourself. If you got a word, put it on the shelf. Cause you be the king of everything. Cause the one is never too old to swing.
Ballpark of the Mudville Hogs, who've suddenly come to life, as you all know, sparked by a new hero, the name Casey Frank. The Hogs about to take the field for another big ball game today. With us, Casey Frank himself. And the interesting thing about you, Casey, is you came to us a grassroots innocent. The very country somehow embodied in your being, now, suddenly, and sport can produce this, an overnight hero. Will you lose that innocence?
Well, Mr. Thayer, I'll never lose my natural feeling toward the game, and I intend not to ever change. I owe it to the country.
Hey, Case, what does it feel like to hit a baseball?
That's something Joe never experienced in his life. Tell him.
Well, I'll tell you. You feel it from the bottom of your toes to the tip of your fingers. When that bat hits the ball, it's like nothing else.
At the same time, you've got to understand that in sport, whether it's croquet, whether it's tetherball, whatever, badminton, fame is fleeting, transitory. Even as Keats described beauty as being transitory in the Ode to a Nightingale. So suddenly you could lose it all. Are you worried about that?
Oh, no, sir, Mr. Thayer, I'm not worried about anything. I think you got to make the most of what you are during the present time.
Excuse me, Mr. Undercrawley. A telegram for you.
It's from the widow. She wants $20,000!
Will there be anything else, sir?
No. Get out.
Oh, Casey, please don't make me wear this.
Now, look, George, you're not doing this for me. You're doing this for Mudville, for baseball. Now, here, put your ears on. Okay, now the nose.
Boy, do I feel like a jerk.
Georgie, you look grand. Now get over to those stands and get that crowd going.
Go, Mudville! Give me an O, give me an N, give me a K. What's that spell?
I.
Give me an O, give me an I, give me an N, give me a K. What's that spell? Go Hogs! Oink! 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 Oink!
Telegram, sir.
Give me that.
Good news, I hope.
She wants $50,000!
I guess you won't be needing me anymore.
All right, now, what is this big idea, Casey?
Well, you know, I was thinking, some folks don't like baseball because they say it's too darn slow. So you know what we need to liven up the slow parts? I'll give you a hint. We all do it in church.
In church? Bingo?
No, music. This is Vilma Harriet from the First Mercantile Church of Mudville. She's been kind enough to bring the church organ over for our game today. Now, Vilma, let's say we've got a big rally going. What would you play to stir up the crowd? Well, gosh, that's beautiful and everything, but do you know something a little jumpy, Vilma? That's more like it.
Excuse me, sir, a telegram for you. Certainly hope it's pleasant news.
She wants $100,000! Don't move.
But...
Hold on now. Would you please just hold on? Charlie, can I borrow that for a minute?
Well, at my lunch.
Now, look, would you just please hold on? Hold on, gents. Now, it seems to me that we're always fighting about balls and strikes. That's because we've never had anything to measure them by. That's what we'll use this for.
Well, that's a great idea, Casey, but what are we going to call it?
Casey, that plate belongs to my wife. I brought it from home.
I've got it. We'll call it Charlie's wife's plate.
Fine. Play ball. What are we going to do now, sir? Must I spoon feed you, you mindless tangerine? Only one thing stands between me and this stadium. Baseball. Therefore, I must destroy baseball. And how do I do that? Start night games? No, you turnip. By destroying its best player, Casey Frank. If I destroy Casey, I destroy baseball and the stadium is mine. Pardon me for saying so, sir. Aren't you jumping to a lot of conclusions? I have to. I'm a very busy man.
Hits, and I got 14 runs batted in, and then in the field I made no missed plays, and they hit the ball so high, Barbara. I had to get under it, and it was up there, and I caught it before it bounced and threw it to the fielder.
I'm worried.
Why?
Because you never talk about anything anymore but baseball.
Oh.
Don't you ever think about me anymore?
Oh, of course I do, Barbara, all the time.
You do?
Yes.
Then prove it. Let's have a conversation about something other than baseball.
Okay.
All right, shall I commence?
Yes, I think you should.
Remember when we first met? And we sat outside on the veranda?
Yeah. I knew you were a home run right off the bat. A grand slam over the fence and into the stands.
And then you tried to kiss me.
Oh, my. Well, I didn't know how to get to first base with you. Every time I got up,
I threw you a curve.
I was afraid to strike out. I didn't know how to score with you.
That's all behind us now.
Let's take a walk.
An intentional walk.
Casey Frank is here to see you, sir.
Ah, not a moment too soon. Well, send him in, you spineless gutter snipe.
Mr. Undercrawl's at the end of the table.
Ha-ha! Mr. Frank! What a pleasure this is for me. I'm a great fan of yours. Have a cigar.
Well, any real fan of mine would know I don't smoke, drink, use cuss words, or snack between meals.
1,000 pardons. No offense, Mr. Frank. Step this way. Step this way. Please, please, have a seat. Sit you down, rest you. I have a little business proposition to discuss with you. You know, Mr. Frank, you really make it look easy when you step up to the plate and hit out all those home runs. I'm afraid it's having a bad effect on the Mudville youth.
A bad effect? How?
Well, I'm afraid the little boys and girls are going to come to believe that good things in life come easily. Too easily, if you catch my drift. This could lead to degradation, crime in the streets, sloppy dressing.
Gosh, what can I do to help?
Start striking out.
What?
Start throwing all your games. It's the only moral thing you can do.
You must think I was born yesterday.
No, not a bit. I mean, you're not even spitting up.
You've got something up your sleeve, mister, and I don't mean your armpits. Well, I ain't buying.
Hold on, wait a minute. All right, how about this? $100 for every time you strike out. How's that?
You must be mad. It'll be a sad day in America when a baseball player can be swayed by money.
Gormless button hook! So, Casey Frank can't be bought. Who cares? So he says he has no vices. So what? There is one thing he cannot resist.
What's that, Mr. Undercrawl?
Cersei la femme. greatest vamp on the European continent. I found her in the French army.
What was she doing in the French army?
Dating it.
Bonjour, Monsieur Frank.
Are you talking to me, ma'am?
Oui, oui. I am Nora Brown. How you say? The reporter. I have come to do the interview with you.
A reporter, wow. Gosh, what for?
Ooh, Boy's Life. The official magazine for the Boy Scouts of America.
The Scouts. Well, I'd be privileged to do an interview for the Scouts' sake. What would you like to know, ma'am?
Ooh, what's that?
Oh, that's my bat.
Oh, but of course, batting tips. Monsieur Frank, could you take me to the dugout?
Glad to oblige, ma'am.
Ooh. Oh, Monsieur Frank, you have such large hands.
Oh, they're normal. I use them to get a firm grip on my back.
Oh, but of course.
This is just not like Casey, Daddy. He's half an hour late for dinner.
Not exactly a prodigy, Barbara. Maybe you forgot what the house looked like.
Uh-oh. It's a message. Maybe it's from Casey.
I didn't know you could write.
Dear Miss Dent, if you are concerned about Casey, you must come to the Mudville Stadium right away. Signed, a concerned friend. Something terrible must have happened to Casey. Let's go.
Can it wait till after dinner?
Daddy!
Oh, Monsieur Frank, I'm such a silly little weakling.
Now put both hands around the thin
Could you help me, please?
Certainly. Now hold on to that, but not too tight. Just put your hands. Barbara, hi. I can explain everything.
Where's the rest of her dress?
Well, this young lady's a reporter for the Boy Scouts.
Casey, why don't you just tell them, my petite Moulin Rouge, that we are madly and passionately in love?
Come on, Daddy, let's go. I have to pick up an application for a convent. They're still accepting people for the fall session.
Barbara, wait.
That fateful, highly improbable set of circumstances marked the beginning of a long downward spiral for mighty Casey. Heartbroken over losing his precious Barbara, he drowned his sorrows, doing the one thing he pledged he would never do: snack between meals.
Sausages. Here you go, hot sausage, hot sausage. You want a hot sausage?
Sure, why not?
Here you go.
Whoa, that's hot. It'll burn my hands.
You know, come to think of it, a lot of my customers have been complaining about the same thing.
I got a good idea. Do you have a piece of bread?
Bread? Yeah, sure.
Put it in there.
Put it in, that in there?
That's good. Food is good. It's loyal. It stays with you. Give me another one.
Another one.
Regrettably, like so many others who have been unlucky in love, Casey compensated for his loss by stuffing his face with hot dogs. In no time at all, the once trim Casey turned into an unsightly blimp, a barn, a dead ringer for a pregnant Arctic walrus. Soon, he came to the food stand even while the game was in progress.
Boy, I gotta get a new belt. This one's killing me. Slap me a sausage, buddy.
Casey, shouldn't you be on first base?
I can't play on an empty stomach. Can I have a lot of mustard, please?
Sure.
Hey, do you think you can move your food stand into the stadium?
Are you kidding?
You think people want to eat these things in the middle of a baseball game?
Whatever they don't buy, I'll eat.
Oh, yeah?
Come on.
That does it. Casey's letting these folks down. They're baseball fans, not whale watchers.
Get your grilled puppies here. Get your grilled puppies here. Here you go, sir. You're gonna love that. Little mustard ketchup on there. What do you like?
Looks like an inside the park home run.
So upon that stricken multitude grim melancholy sat. It was clear to one and all that Casey's getting pretty fat.
Gotta do something about that boy before he turns into a walking Oktoberfest.
You're not telling me anything that I don't know, Pop. I know that Casey has turned into a cow, a house, one big blubbery globe of a man, but what can I do? He hurt me.
Barbara, let me tell you a story. Years ago, when I was in high school, I asked a girl named Daisy Mott to the prom. Well, she said yes. But then at the last minute, she stood me up for the captain of the badminton team, Alf Bleacher.
You mean the widow Bleacher?
You got it, sweetie. All these years, I've been hurting inside, carrying the torch for her. After Alf died, Daisy kind of shut herself away and started knitting this big sock. But then a few weeks ago, I discovered something that could bring her out into the world. Maybe even bring us together again. But Barbara, if we lose Casey now, I'm afraid baseball is just going to go belly up. And we can't let that happen.
Daisy hurt you and you forgave her.
I think you got my drift. Will you help me?
Yes. Yes, I will. I'll help you, Pop. But let's get down to the stadium right away before Casey starts grazing on the infield.
As soon as I have my tea.
Pop!
Mustard and bananas and coleslaw and ham and lamb chops with cranberry sauce and potatoes with coleslaw and knockwurst with cheese and pudding and cake and frankfurters with beans and candies with lollipops. Mom.
Look.
Uh-oh. Looks like a severe case of pork shock. He's overdosed on grilled puppies.
Oh, Casey, I love you. I love you, Casey.
Would you pass the mustard, please?
Oh, Casey, I'm back. I'm back.
Oh, Barbara, do you have any pudding?
No, but I wish I did.
Will you cut the mush, you two love doves? We gotta get El Tubbo here on the road to recovery.
Bob, I need some peanuts.
Get up, Casey, and I'll give
Come
you
on,
everything
Casey,
you
try.
want. Come on, Casey.
We got him.
I know you can do it.
Okay, walk the Pop.
Hey, you must have put on 328 pounds. Okay. Oh.
With Barbara's love and Pop's faith, Casey's disciplined soared. He was able to push the food away, slim the pounds down to a precious few. Barbara back in the stands, life was a grand slam again.
Men, the widow has named her final price on the stadium. $1 million. Now I intend to get it. I don't play to lose.
Sir, how are you going to raise that kind of money?
Simple, bonehead. I'm going to place a huge bet with my bookie, Mick the Geek, on the championship game. I am wagering my entire empire on the Boston Bean Eaters.
But sir, the Hogs will beat the Boston Bean Eaters because Casey...
I have considered our friend Casey Frank. This is why I have put a detective on his trail. I've found out something very interesting. It seems that Casey Frank meets Pop Gum before every game. Gum gives him some kind of potion in a small brown bottle. Then Casey puts the potion on his bat while he's on deck. It is my belief that without Pop Gum and his potion, mighty Casey will strike out.
The day of the big championship game arrived. Fans from miles around poured into Mudville, despite warnings that there wasn't really a clean restaurant in town. They didn't care about that. All they cared about was baseball.
Pop, excuse me just a second, Pop. You know, Mr. Underclaw has this theory. You know, I don't quite agree with him. It has to do with mud wrestling. You know, it's particularly interesting to some people.
Marty, we're going to have to delay the start of the game.
Have you flipped your wig, Casey? I mean, this crowd is already out of control.
We can't start without Pop Gum.
Would you lighten up? I know Pop Gum is your pal, but he doesn't have to be here.
Oh, yes, he does.
Oh, what is it? He has some kind of magic potion he rubs on your bat and you hit a home run?
No, nothing like that. Look, Marty, let me talk to the organist. Maybe I can buy some time. Vilma, we got to delay the start of the game. Do you know something that can calm these people down?
Mudville will lose the game. The stadium will be ours. And baseball will be destroyed.
You'll never get away with this, Smiley.
Ha! They said I wouldn't graduate from law school either. Well, the game's about to begin, and I don't want to miss a single action-packed moment of the last baseball game in history. Well, have a nice day.
Oh, Slider, boy, am I glad to see you. Go find Casey and tell him I'm here. Yes, I'll play catch with you later. Now go!
Casey, we can't delay the game any longer. We've been playing that song 30 times already. I mean, the people are starting to make up their own lyrics.
Marty, we can't start without... Slider, where's Pop? What? Pop's tied up in the woods? And Boss Underclaw's gonna try to buy out the stadium? Good boy.
Good vocabulary.
I'll be right back, Marty. Smash the bottle?
Don't worry, Casey. I got a fresh bottle at home.
Oh, Pop, I'm really worried about this game. So much is riding on it.
You relax, Casey.
What if we lose?
It ain't the end of the world.
People are going to lose their jobs.
So people will lose
The stadium will be leveled.
So the stadium will be leveled.
Baseball will cease to exist.
Baseball will cease to exist. We better win.
We better win. Pop, I'm going to hit the ball so hard, I'm going to hit it out of sight over the fence.
I guess I don't have any choice. Casey or no Casey, we got to start the game.
You Nimrod! I thought you said you got rid of Pop Gum in that bottle.
Thought I did.
If Casey's got that potion, the Mudville 9 is bound to win. Hurry! Call Mick the Geek. Tell him I'm changing my bet.
I'm betting my entire empire on the Mudville Hogs.
Bluebird sing a song, nothing but bluebird from now on.
Did anybody see a brown bottle? A little small brown bottle with a cork in it?
Well, it's the ninth inning, Ern, and Mudville's behind 4-2.
With but one inning left to play. And then, when Cooney died at first and Barrows did the same, a sickly silence fell upon the patrons of the game.
Yeah, well, it didn't look like we'd see Casey Frank this inning.
For Flynn preceded Casey, as did Jimmy Blake. The former was a Lulu, the latter was a cake. Flynn let drive a single, to the wonderment of all. Blake, the much despised, tore the cover off the ball. And when the dust had lifted and the men saw what had occurred, there was Jimmy safe at second and Flynn a hugging third.
All right, Casey, you're up.
Did anybody see a brown bottle? Did anybody see that?
Yeah, I hope you don't mind, Casey, but I sort of drank it.
You what? Georgie, didn't you know what was in that bottle?
Well, it tasted a lot like beer, but it was less filling.
Casey, you're up.
And Casey, mighty Casey, is advancing to the plate.
Calm down.
I own the stadium. I can act like a baby if I want to.
Not my style.
The sneer is gone from Casey's lip. His teeth are clenched in hate. He pounds with cruel violence his bat upon the plate. And now the pitcher holds the ball. And now he lets it go. And now the air is shattered by the force of Casey's blow.
I'm ruined. My entire empire is lost!
Oh, somewhere in this favored land, the sun is shining bright. The band is playing somewhere, and somewhere hearts are light, and somewhere men are laughing, and somewhere children shout. But there is no joy in Mudville. Mighty Casey has struck out.
You don't understand. Boss Undercrawl wanted to put you all out of work, and he wanted to destroy the stadium. But first, he needed Casey to hit a home run so he'd win a big bet. Mudville lost, but baseball won thanks to Casey!
Who's a little hydrant?
I am.
Who's a mindless tangerine?
I am.
And who's broke?
We are.
And whose fault is it?
Mine.
You little Nimrod.
Yes.
You little bonehead.
Yes.
You subverbal crouton.
Yes.
You gluttonous little bonehead ding-dong.
Yes.
And whose fault is it?
Mine.
That's right, it's your fault.
So you see, Casey, there was nothing magical in that bottle at all, but it gave you confidence. And confidence is the only magic you need to hit the ball out of the park. Without it, you strike out.
You mean all this time he's been putting beer on his back?
Well, it wasn't just an ordinary beer. It's a brand new kind I've been brewing. It's got a lot less calories than normal beer. You suppose people will ever want to buy something like that?
And so, thanks to Casey Frank, modern baseball and all its traditions live on until this day. Well, the rain has stopped out there. Let's play ball.
Swing and a miss.
Gee, I wonder why they never have to cut the grass.
Don't you be afraid to swing it too. When you feel the rhythm, what you gonna do? Cause you be the king of everything. Cause the one is never too old to swing. Don't you be shy and afraid of cat. If you're over 30, that's a killer jack. Cause you be the king of everything. Cause the one is never too old to swing. Now let me tell you about my mom and pop. They do the boogie woogie by the clock. They turn the radio really down. So the neighbors don't care, they're going to town. Get right in the groove and send yourself. If you got a word, put it on the shelf. Cause you be the king of everything. Cause the one is never too old to swing. About my mom and pop, they do the boogie woogie by the clock. They turn the radio real low down, so the neighbors won't get them going to town. Get right in the groove and sing yourself. If you gotta worry, put it on the shelf. Cause you'll be the king of everything. Cause one is never too old to swing.
Not so far away, there's a wonderful wetland where nature comes alive like never before.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy!
It's a magical place full of laughs, songs, and lots of friends.
I am Hegdish, explorer extraordinaire.
Welcome to Groundling Marsh, home to some of Mother Nature's most delightfully unusual characters. Join Galileo and Maggie, Echo and Crystal, Mudslinger and Hegdish.
Did somebody mention my name?
And Stax, as they share an adventure after adventure and learn many valuable lessons.
How do you feel about sharing Merry-Go Pop with Maggie?
Get ready for plenty of laughs and a whole lot of fun when you come on down to Groundling Marsh, living proof that Mother Nature has a sense of humor. Don't miss Groundling Marsh, now on public television.
Have you ever seen anything like that in your life?
Check your local listings or call your public television station for the viewing time in your area. And watch for Groundling Marsh on home video, available this spring from Lyrick Studios.
Groundling Marsh.
The Wild West. It bred a special kind of man. From that land came a hero never seen before.
Hello?
Join Wishbone, a little dog with a big imagination, as he proves some of the best cowboys have more than 2 legs and can carry a pretty good tune. But heroes weren't just in the Wild West.
Does Wanda Gilmore rightfully own the Oakdale Chronicle?
I wish we could do something.
Maybe we need to do a little investigating of our own.
Join Wishbone for action, adventure.
I don't have a gun.
And food, and more food. In his first feature-length presentation, Wishbone's Dog Days of the West.
She's by my side.
It's nice outside.
All right, concentrate. I met her in my pajamas.
In the Bahamas.
In the Bahamas.
In my pajamas.
All right, in my pajamas.
In the Bahamas.
The first day of school, my teacher said, "Why don't you draw a picture for your parents?" So I drew a picture of an alligator and I named him Terrence. When I gave that picture to my mom, she said, "I love pink alligators." Then she bought some magnets and she put my picture on the refrigerator. And she said she put it there so that everyone would see how much she liked my picture and how proud she is of me. Now when the teacher asks me why a drawing takes so long, I say, 'cause it's a refrigerator picture for my mom. Refrigerator picture for my mom.